Yo, what's up guys, balik lagi bersama gue Riza Promo. Kali ini gue akan bermain game Genshin Impact dan teman-teman bisa lihat gue habis update dan langsung saja gue pengen quest story-nya teman-teman. Story dunia atau archon dulu ya. Ini ada juga cuy. Selesaikan setelah quest persyaratan terlebih dahulu. Quest persyaratan yang mana cuy? Kita archon aja ya. Archon dulu aja, oke? Kita langsung OTW.
I keep watch. You leave, you call me.
Kita langsung OTW teman-teman. Wow, di sini gue udah pernah ke situ. Ini ada map baru ya nggak ya? Kalau ada mah, dar. Yoi. Ini grafiknya gue turunin dikit teman-teman dan nge-lag gitu loh. FPS-nya ngedrop doang. Ini efek apinya katanya tambah sakit ya teman-teman. Tuh, ngedrop loh 21, gila kan? Sebelum kita ke misi, kita harus pemanasan dulu teman-teman. Gila. Ngedrop sih, gila. Ngedrop sih, gila. FPS-nya ngedrop. Sinyalnya oke loh aslinya. Itu ada Jade cuy, taruh tanggung. Oh, gerak ya. Ini sangat mantap gitu loh. Sinyal hijau. Kita tutup dulu. Kita langsung ke atas teman-teman. Jangan menyerah. Tuh, hampir saja kita hoki. Terus grafiknya cuk, masa nggak kuat? Resolusi render menengah aja ya. Bodoh amat lah kalau jelek. Mau gimana lagi cuy? Gak kuat HP gua. Penting FPS-nya 60 lah.
Look up there. That's the Jade Chamber.
Jade Chamber. Oh, kita diundang ke sini ya, teman-teman.
This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is.
Oh.
Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do. Let's look around. There has to be...
Oke, ini puzzle ya, teman-teman. Kita langsung OTW lah. Selesaikan. Oke, 60 teman-teman. Yang penting FPS-nya 60 lah. Cari jalan menuju. Kan kampret. Gua gak bawa. Karena animo gue cuma satu teman-teman. Gue balik lagi berarti ini. Teman-teman, oh. Aman-aman cuy. Kita aman. Kita aman.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Kita aman cuy, karena kita bawa RZA.
Hey, look! There's some... Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber. Yes, this must be...
Oke, kita langsung sembur saja. Ini pakai angin ya teman-teman. Puzzle seperti ini, kincir angin. Kita pakai angin. Tuh, langsung. Kita kesini teman-teman, ternyata ada peti lumayan lah. Udah lama kita nggak main peti. Peti sedang lagi. Kan mantap.
It only takes us up to here. Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go. Huh? What? Or... Oh, Paimon gets it. All right, let's... Oh. Hey, looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista.
Oh ya, ini Guizhong Ballista.
Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? Oh, right.
Kerjain kita apa? Tapi aku ingat Ballista memiliki jangkauan yang jauh.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
Udah amat, kita langsung saja. Dapat 2 teman-teman. Pergi ke sekitar. Oke, ada. Ngapain gua kesini? Ngapain gua turun gitu loh? Tapi nggak ngedrop, ini lumayan lah gua menengahin. Settingan gua seperti ini teman-teman. Mohon maaf ya, nggak bisa hack. Ada peti. Itu peti ya teman-teman. Kita jeli. Oke, kita dapat geosigil teman-teman. Ini yang panah itu ya kayak. Udah amat lah. Kesini dulu aja. Karena geosigil gue udah penuh gitu loh. Apa? Anemoculus gue udah oke. Sama geoculusnya. Jadi kita nggak usah mencari-cari, oke? Berhenti.
Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe she pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millelith ambush here to arrest us. Now Paimon's mad. You, over there.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders.
Well, here they come.
Lu, gajah gelut. Belum tahu Razer gua deh. Gak mempan lagi kampret.
Oz, reveal thyself. I summon.
Sini. Belum tahu Razer gua ya.
Who goes there? Take the target alive.
Lu,
I taste blood.
kok kampret ya?
Bastard.
Kok nggak dapet apa-apa sih? Kayak sini loh.
Nice and spicy.
Kampret nggak habis-habis. Lama. Pada nge-lag teman-teman. Kampret ya.
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They...
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you?
Kayak yung ngedaman cuy.
Well, as it happens, I am one of.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you,
Tahu
traveler.
tentang mga penggalan.
You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountain.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single.
Kan dulu
These
kita udah
Millelith
pernah
are just here to
memperbaikin,
guard
ya?
the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon.
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an adepti mechanism is.
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have...
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the...
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue...
When you say protect, you're referring to their...
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There is no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. I'll say it like it is.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who does...
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite... Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would... How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want...
And...
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is... The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little...
Favor? But... Wait! That's right! Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to...
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first. You
Okay.
didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to... Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Oke, siap yuk.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person. So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her? Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some
Boom,
boom
saka saka
shakalaka.
boom.
Let's go gather ingredients.
Boom, sakalaka boom. TikTok dong, Ci. Cari bahan-bahan yang dibutuhkan. Oke, OTW. Ntar gue pengen berubah pakai Barbara dulu, cuy. Tuh langsung hilang kan, grek gitu ya.
Nice and spicy. By royal decree.
Gila, sakit banget, cuy. Apinya sakit, cuy. Parah ya nih. 157. Parah. Kita ganti, cuy. Kita ganti
Wish me luck.
Biar bisa nge-heal.
I'll protect us.
Ini apa ini kelip-kelip? Oh ini. Cari bahan-bahan yang dibutuhkan. Oke, OTW.
Ooh, look at that slime. It looks crystal clear. Very delicious. That's the one.
Gila, sakit banget cuy.
Let the show begin.
Efeknya parah ya. Kalau kita juga. Oke, satu ya, udah dapat satu teman-teman. Sabar teman-teman.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or it... Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
Loot dong.
Let's dance!
There's no end to this. Hunter.
Gua nggak betah kalau gerak-gerak cuy. Oke, kita dapat kunci hitam lagi.
I'll protect us!
Ini apa ini? Nanti aja itu baru kan, quest baru kan? Oh enggak. Ini quest yang sama ya teman-teman.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry, I will compensate. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are...
Oh? And what might...
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift
Sambilan
boxes?
mulu ya.
At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service. Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the...
Great! Paimon sugar frosted slime.
Oke, kita ikutin saja teman-teman. Kalau jauh kita teleport. Gila jauh banget cuy. FPS-nya ngedrop ya. Ngedrop banget cuy. Masa 22? Oh iya, ini yang bikin ngedrop rendah. Kemarin nggak ada settingan itu cuy. Sekarang ada kan?
Hey there! A guy called Meng Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny.
Uncle Meng already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our
Wow.
store were found by Uncle Meng. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 100.
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome.
Banyak maunya Paimon,
If we
ribet.
use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Careful.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade...
Oh iya, kita ketemu Ratu ya.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Kita jalan kaki aja teman-teman. Masa FPS-nya 36 doang. 34. Mengenaskan sekali cuy.
Let the show begin!
Kok ada desanya sekarang tuh? Tuh Ben. Biasanya enggak loh yang link itu.
Stands guard. Evil shall never prevail.
I'll protect us!
Oh ini dia teman-teman.
According to Kuching, this is what... Excuse me, do you sell the
Jual bulan. Ini kayak kenal.
How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which,
Yep,
and yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuhang.
Kita ke tempat Ningguang. Katanya ini bagus gitu karakternya, tapi gua nggak punya. Ya udahlah. Karena kita nggak punya, cuy. Wow. Tatonya cuy di paha ya.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
it's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift.
Oh, for
Wow.
me. You have my thanks. It seems that
oh no, it's nothing.
Aduh, salah.
I'm glad you like it. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with acting. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of...
Kurang tepat.
Just Vergoldet? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhong Ballista.
You weren't peeking on us for...
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear...
Oke. Kesalahpahaman ya teman-teman. Bicara dengan Ningguang. Oh, ini jalannya kece loh.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of... You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the... Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely... Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the...
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Kepo, Paimon kepo.
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests with it...
Masa kita nggak disuruh masuk, Ci? Oke. Kita suruh masuk ke Jade Chamber, cuy. Belum masuk kita keliling dulu loh. Kita nggak sopan ya, cuy. Kapan lagi ke Jade Chamber? Ada kolam, ya kan? Oh, mentok. Oh. Wow. Udah nanti aja lah. Sama aja cuy. Gokil.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Wow. Bicara dengan Ningguang. Oh, di bawah dia, kampret. Halo.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special. If possible, I'd like to have your but if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to but after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face, well, I must say, I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our... Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very... I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. And with Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own end. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
It's all right. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this?
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you. One of the sheets on that wall.
Kenapa yang milih elu, Paimon? Gue pengen Ningguang
Don't
gitu
look
loh
at
ya.
Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as... Just imagine. How much more a whole... Let's grab one! The biggest one!
Periksa dong.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most La 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 la. Let's see what's written on... Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make... Sigil of permission, something, Aw, that doesn't sound like... This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of
Simbol
classified...
seribu izin.
Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what... Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, you really think... Well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the... That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to... Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's...
Kita keluar, cuy. Lama sekali. Oh, jauh sekali, cuy. Gila di sini. Gue pengen minum, cuy. Oh, ini tempat yang tadi. Oh, ada itu ya. Wah, banyak teka-teki, cuy. Ini ada musuh kampret ini, teman-teman. Dia bisa nyedot.
Give me a go!
Oz, reveal thyself!
Time to fulfill my work.
Kok mati, tuh?
Finished.
Lah, belum ngapa-ngapain, udah mati. Gak terima gua. Sayang, anjir.
We're Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper.
Sayang, anjir.
And they look really mad at us too.
Berarti sakit bener emang ini, cuy.
Reveal thyself.
No rest. It's time for a flash through to warm. Let's end this quickly.
Kompan, cuy.
Stay right there.
Oz, reveal. Get them.
Let's end this quickly. I guess this is it. Roasted
Ini
fried.
apa, cuy? Ah, lama, cuy.
This one's well done. You need to hurry up.
Efeknya jelek ya?
Roasted fried.
Apa? Mati.
Well done.
Let the show be.
This first. This is trouble. fault!
Gue nggak suka grafiknya cuy. Periksa penelitian Fatui. Wow.
There are so many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper, too. What are they for? Paimon's seen this pattern before. But where?
Gimana ya? Rar, gue kayak tahu juga sih.
Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like the sigil of permission that... But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of Permission, talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel... Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission in hopes of achieving a similar... being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew. And the plot thickens. Alright. That's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhong. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Mart. Let's go!
Oke, yuk.
I'll protect us!
Kita OTW lagi teman-teman. Jauh sekali. Setelah update gimana gitu? Gue mainnya kurang enak. Tuh ada suara cuy. Wow. Ya bulat dulu lah.
Nice and spicy. Oh, it's revealed. Yeah. Let the show be. Buba, race you. By royal
Satu doang lagi, pelit banget anjir. Ini reruntuhan. Gue udah nyelesain reruntuhan ini ya teman-teman. Ada di playlist pokoknya. Itu Zhongli. Quick.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty.
Indeed. It's second to... Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did...
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's.
Oh.
Ntar teman-teman gue ngambil
So
air dulu.
you also met with Keqing then?
Kita...
What did she...
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. if even the Liu Qixing don't want to face...
No respect. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a business. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Diwa Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always...
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of... Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers.
Wow.
So how good is your singing? Really? What?
We'll only know once he starts.
Itu suruh nyanyi, cuy. Ini dia. Yo. Nih, gazelle apa?
It's time to sing. Whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
Lagunya Barbara anjir. Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is this because you sang a song to Mondstadt that they don't understand Pierre?
Gila, sakit cuy. Kampret. Ngelunjak cuy. Tentang update sekarang beda loh rasanya cuy. Set.
Let's dance!
Kidori. Kampret. Gue lupa dia S cuy. Gue pakai akhir.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those...
Unfortunately...
That's so lame. Excuse me.
Wow, siapa ini?
Are you
Bertanduk.
searching for glaze lilies? Oh, hey! It's... What's her face? Yongu?
Oh, Ganyu
You've
ya.
completely forgotten my name, haven't you?
Gue belum pernah ketemu sih.
That reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade? Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there. Didn't I tell you the way? Sure. Nope. We found the way on our own. Oh, I see.
I see.
Uh-oh. I guess I really did... Some things seems a little She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her...
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now,
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those... Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's quite all right. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather it. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remain. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer of the current 7 Archons. The youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first...
So what do you think of this? Fair...
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex... But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has...
Huh? Did you just say as...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found.
We dare not
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able... If you would excuse me, I should return to my...
And that just about does it. Our preparation, given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a bit...
I've had enough ventures in my life. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, so you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked...
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he... Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue.
Oke, kita ke Liyue.
Let's dance!
Gila, ini sakit banget elemennya, cuy. Gak kayak biasanya sih. Ini apa ini? Kita OTW, teman-teman. Ini Felix yang pakai api ya ini.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. The Millelith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing.
Surely the Liyue Qixing...
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy...
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have...
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millelith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this.
Things are taking a turn for the... I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the... So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, he must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do... But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Yo. Pergi ke Golden House. Gak ada tempat teleport. Kayaknya dulu ada di sini, cuy. Oh, ini baru ya. Kampret. Yo, kita gas teman-teman. Kita gas langsung cuy. Oh, ada danau. Oh ya, gue udah pernah kesini sih. Tapi kapan? Oh, ini tempat siapa ya? Kayaknya baru ini tempat, cuy. Wow. Tidak ada rekomendasi, ya udah. Kita pakai paket hemat.
Wow! This is the Golden House?
Rumah emas.
It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? This is where all of Tibet's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing, but even if we can't take any, we can still, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora. It's like a dream come true.
Ribut, Paimon mah.
Oh, right. But it's quiet. Too quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Wow. Kita dituduh nih.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish if it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to the time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, either way, we now come to my favorite, the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for...
You could... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the... But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along. To feel that... Besides, you could never defeat me. Not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway. Because if you...
Meremehkan cuy.
Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up.
Oke, meremehkan ya cuy.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. How unbecoming.
Go! On for beat wings of darkness! Come, sever night from day!
No rest for the...
I summon thee! I'll protect us!
No rest for this.
Oh no! Go, Barbara, go!
Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough.
Oh shit, man.
Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. All you do is run. Has your luck run out?
This realm is no home for a princess.
Gila, sakit cuy.
Breathe.
Kabar gue bawa makan cuy. Main-main dia anjir. Ah, nggak bisa lagi.
No use hiding back there. I'll crush you.
Gila, langsung mati cuy. Gila, cepet banget cuy.
Nice and spicy.
Menang ini mah. Duh.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Oh, ada Chidori cuy. Tahu Chidori apa? Rasengan. Pakai Geo juga. Kok bisa di combo ya?
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world.
Ini
You of
Fatui
all
kayaknya.
people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Ngamuk cuy. Elemen air sama listrik. Gila. Karta gila.
Not bad. But this is going to cost you!
Gila, kita ngelawan dewa cuy. Gak ada yang nolong ini. Astagfirullah.
Simply move faster, or leak the information regarding the golden house to me on purpose. No matter, hand the gnosis over now.
Gak ada yang nolong cuy. Terus makan apa ini? Bodoh amat lah, nggak ada apa-apa anjir.
Take it. Nice and spicy.
Gak kerasa anjir. Kurang dia tuh. Gila, gila, gila. Kampret, kampret. Ya, hilang lagi kampret.
Die here.
Ah, kok langsung mati, anjir.
Why does everyone stop singing?
Tinggal si Angling doang lagi ngehe. Ayo Sangling, tinggal kamu doang Sangling. Ayo Sangling. Ayo Sangling. Gila, si Angling keren cuy.
Look, child's back to normal.
Well then, time to cool. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take...
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundary. As such, we must now look to...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with the truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the vortex, who was defeated by... If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no... Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my... But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more...
Kita kepancing cuy untuk keluar cuy. Anjir gede banget.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast.
Waduh, gimana cuy ini cuy?
What's going on?
Oh, Ningguang ngerakit itu ya buat berlindung, kampret. Kampret cuy. Mau ada banjir. Ya.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Ini idaman cuy. Xiao.
Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Qixing. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite.
Moon Carver.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pin in Paimon's.
It's not just you.
Nih,
We've got
Keking.
new Millelith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against.
Nih, keren nih Xiao.
So will the power of the Qixing, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think?
One certainly could.
Wih, Claude.
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hand. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength. We haven't a moment to spare.
Oke, bos Ningguang. Yo. Wish. Anjir, gila. Kampret nih. Patuhi.
They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista.
Keking. Wah, gue pakai keking nih baru kali ini sih berarti. Semoga kita pakai. Anjir, RZA gue update lah. Dia kayaknya keren.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
all able Millelith, with me!
Let's go help too.
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? What wishes to witness?
Yo, lagi.
Let the show.
Mana lagi? Air sama petir dong, yoi dong. Mana lagi? Tembak cuy. Gila, oke nih.
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun!
Hey.
Looks like I used this.
Yo.
That is Osial's divine power. Be careful not to get hit.
Oh, jangan sampai terkena. Anjir, sakit cuy. Sakit anjir.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare you? Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
No excuse for seconds.
Big
Take this!
Get the run! That light from your body, it's like the tide of giant cars! Yeah, it's not a pink shockwave! This green is really strong!
Hey!
I can't run! Frozen insect! Freshness preserve! Cooked food! Disgusting!
Stay right there.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Wow. Oh, kita sprintnya nggak ada habisnya, cuy. Tebak, cuy.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Yo. Mana lagi?
Not going anywhere! It isn't time for a break yet! My duty!
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, we hold here there's nothing worse to come, right?
Gila, nggak kelihatan sih. Mana lagi?
Over here! Look at me!
Wait. Kampret, cuy.
Not breaking a sweat! Right yet! My duty!
The two-way numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Shine no longer.
Waktunya habis sih. Gacking.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Gila.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Anjir. Bijudama. Meteor air. Wow. Wih, sial. Thank you, bro.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
Ningguang nih, kece
I'll
banget.
sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Wede.
Traveler, lend me a hand.
Okay.
Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Nggak tsunami ya, karena aneh. Wow, tapi damage gue keren ya, bisa gede banget lagi. Jeleknya Razor itu kalau udah berubah kena hit bisa mental. Kan kampretnya itu cuy. Ini masih ada quest lagi cuy aslinya.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we—
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer.
Nenek-nenek keren ini.
I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that
Ini
lies
ngapain?
before you now.
Yang disuting ini, astagfirullah.
It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves a—
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But—
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of— But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all— Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sight—
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Ark. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the heart.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the...
Ini siapa lagi?
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't...
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone, when danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and take thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adept. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place.
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not speak.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but our child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Ini apa sih? Ini baru. Di rock apa itu tadi cuy? Dia di restoran kayaknya, Zhongli ya. Sepertinya di restoran cuy.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wang Shengfun...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatuit? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this, we had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Ngapain ke bank ya? Lu belum pernah, ini apa nih? Oh, iya.
Thank you.
Komplit.
What should I put in my letter?
Yo. Hampir 1 jam, 2 jam cuy. Parah. Tapi keren. Gue suka sih. Gua kira gue pakai keki.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you!
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, what? Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seek.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract, for it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky!
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti. 3,000, even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your..." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together on the stage that was... Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly... That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis and...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Chising, but in the end... And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the... I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Ya, benar.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Ini yang nyulik adiknya kan?
Now
Adiknya
then,
Traveler.
is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to... Uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Oke. Drama cuy. Drama.
Today's the day of the rite of parting.
Ikuti
Although the
jalan
star of
menuju.
the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Kita ikutin cuy.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our Lord...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things?
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millelith over there looks like he's about to...
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank.
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious.
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect...
Udah dicap jelek ya. Padahal Chelit itu nggak jahat cuy.
Hear ye all! The Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too, rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered, having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds. Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting is with...
Yuk kita. Wih, ada Keking, Ningguang.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our prosperity.
The long, unending dream of our archon.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to save. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of her. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to...
Huh? Is she looking?
Traveler.
Oh, Keking.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Oh, ini yang naksir ya. Naksir kita itu.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love.
Kita ini aja cuy. Yinger ya.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what
Satu lagi siapa ya? Ini Madame juga nggak bisa. Berarti sama Yinger. Yinger aja lah. Nggak bisa.
Rex. Now that I think about it, if everyone's perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be.
Dia otaknya bisnis semua, cuy. Nah, si Zhongli nanti datang ya, keren sih. Rex Lapis datang gitu, keren. Coba kita lihat.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, and here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after... Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your...
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack more?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should... When I was journeying with you, though I still had the gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an archon. So I had to...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because... But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have... In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and the Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he did. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball.
Map baru.
And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Yeah, vision.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci.
That's how people in Tibet?
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun...
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings.
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
Oke. Bersambung cuy. Quest selesai teman-teman. Kita dapat Archon Geo. Kita foto di sini dulu cuy. Zhongli. Oke teman-teman, sekian aja video dari gue ya. Jadi ini tentang quest story kita dapat 1. Kita buka. Yuhu. Kita ambil. Oke sip. Wah ini PR cuy. Tinggal quest story. Ini tinggal 2 ya, quest dunia. Nanti ya, oke. Sekian aja teman-teman untuk video kali ini. Lulu. Jadi sekian aja tentang gameplay drama Rex Lapis yang sudah mati teman-teman. Jadi dia cuma menguji. Oke, mantap ya. Keren dramanya, gue suka. Ternyata seperti itu. Intinya di sini si Zhongli ini adalah Rex Lapis menguji. Umpama presiden nih, dia lepas dari presiden, apakah warga Liu kuat setelah kehilangan Rex Lapis atau ada pengganti selain Zhongli atau Rex Lapis ini? Ternyata ada ya, Ningguang, oke? Sama dan lain-lain, oke? Sekian aja video dari gua Riza Purnomo. Sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya. Jangan lupa di like, subscribe, dan share ya, oke? See you, goodbye, sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya.